Okay, so the last thing I really want to talk about in this particular section is um, Title IX. So, just pulling some text from the book to give us focus on what Title IX actually is. Um, so, the passage of amendments to the Education Act of 1972 contained Title IX, which abolished sex discrimination in public schools and has since been taken to mandate that women's sports be funded equally with men's, excluding football, which is an extraordinarily expensive sport for schools to fund and which virtually no women are able to play anyway. Since that time, girls' participation in interscholastic sports has soared from 300,000 to nearly 3 million, and the involvement of college-age women has expanded by more than 600%. So, Title IX essentially demands that our public education systems put things on an equal footing. No longer could we discriminate based on sex or gender. And no place is this more important than with sports. I actually coach girls soccer, and one of the things that I hope to be able to do, and I communicate this with the parents of the girls that I coach, is that I want to create strong young girls who then hopefully become strong young women and in the end become strong women, because the world could use more strong women. And the way that we have reproduced inequality um, and strength and dominance versus subordinates in our society, especially through gender and race, it can use to be changed, and it certainly um, could serve to come from people who look like me, white and male. So I take an active interest. I use sports, i.e. soccer, to teach girls how to be strong but respectful, and how to see themselves as being good because they're good at sports. I consistently hear from my girls, are boys better than girls? They hear that on the playground and it comes into practice. And of course I tell them no, boys are not better than girls. As a matter of fact, when it comes to soccer, girls tend to play a much more proficient and efficient game than boys, but eventually boys will become bigger than them. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're better than them. And I try to make that distinction. And so sports has allowed me to teach 11 girls how to be a little more androgynous while they can still embrace being girls. Of course, there's benefits that come from Title IX. They include the women who benefit from Title IX are less likely to have unwanted pregnancies. They're less likely to take drugs, smoke cigarettes, drink alcohol, more likely to wear seat belts. They have a positive outlook on life, and they achieve higher grades. So women who engage in sports throughout their life, and especially at the collegiate level, do better than those that don't. So that means we're moving, hopefully, towards a more gendered equality. What we see across the country, state governments are mandating gender equity programs for elementary and secondary education. These programs are designed to reduce the obstacles that continue to stand in the way of girls as well as boys' achievement because the same assumptions that males and females are so fundamentally different that we could not possibly learn equally and together plague both boys and girls. I have to take trainings every year that takes us through case scenarios of uh, the interpretation of gender within the workplace, especially within the classroom, and um, how we can identify and ameliorate some of the um, more uncomfortable aspects of bullying within the classroom, people who are essentially expressing their character in um, non-dominant, outside of the norm behaviors.